Hey everybody, it's Dave Chick from Inside Home Recording here. I know what you're thinking. That voice really does come out of that head. Anyways, I would like to talk about the contest that I'm having on the site. The new theme for Inside Home Recording contest. We're coming up on the 100th episode. You may or may not know that. And to mark that occasion, I thought it would be good to give the podcast a little bit of a facelift or ear lift, if you will, and get a new theme for the intros and outros of the podcast. Now, the current theme that we have there, Acidic Bond by Stephen Dennis, has worked fabulously for the last umpteen episodes, and I thank him for writing that theme and letting us use it. What I would like to do is open the doors again and see if you can put your creative hats on and come up with a new theme for Inside Home Recording. Now, what I'm looking for is something, obviously, to set the tone of the show. And if you're a regular listener or a new listener, you probably know that we cover a lot of different things. So it's gear reviews, software reviews, techniques, songwriting, composing, what have you. Anything that happens in a project studio. And, obviously there's a lot of variety. There's a lot of humor in the show. So whatever you think suits that would be cool. Variety is sort of the key kind of thing, and creativeness. Just love to hear ear candy. That's my preference. Anyways, theme should be about 3 to 5 minutes long. You can be shorter or longer. I'm not going to disqualify anybody for that. The current theme that we have is an instrumental, but if you have a song that has lyrics, rhymes, what have you, I'm not going to discourage that, but be aware that most of the theme is going to be ducked under voiceover. So, if you put just, a lot of work into it and stuff, be aware that it's probably not going to be heard most of the time. So, the key is the first 20 seconds is probably going to be the key part of the theme, and make that bit count. Other than that, go nuts. I'm just looking forward to whatever you have there. As a carrot for producing this theme and doing all this hard work, I have been able to get in touch with a few sponsors here that have been generous in this post-Christmas time, and I thought it would be a little harder than it was, but I got lucky, what have you. And so, anyways, I've put together some prize packages, which you can go and look at the details on the site at InsideHomeRecording.com, and just again, thank you to the sponsors for helping out with this. I can't thank you enough. As for the schedule that we have here on the contest, I'm going to be opening it up on January 6th for entries, and closing entries on February 9th. So that gives you about 5 weeks to get something in. The way I'm going to work it is that I'm going to post the entries up and open it up to community voting, and it's going to be sort of like a 5-star rating and comments and so on and so forth. So each post or each entry will have a basically be able to be rated and commented on. And so I'm going to close the entries on the 9th, and I'm going to close the voting, or the community voting, on the 16th, a week later, so to allow any of those last minute entries to sort of get caught up on the community voting. So what the community voting is going to do is it's going to rank or give me the top 10. You guys, basically, the community is going to choose the top 10 entries that are going to go to a judging panel. So it's going to be myself and a couple of the guest hosts that I've had on the show, and we're going to take a listen to the top 10, and I'm going to compile all of the results from each one of the judges, and we're going to come up with basically the first prize, second prize, and third prize entries. And those are going to be announced on February 24th. All right, so your entry. What I would like you to do is submit an MP3. So either email me or give me a link to where I can download an MP3 of your theme. 1 entry per person, please. And besides the MP3 version, I would like you to keep also a CD quality WAV or AIFF file as well. So if you are chosen as the winner, I would require a high-resolution file of the theme. Now, email your entries to, I have an email specially put together for this. It's theme.entry@insidehomerecording.com. And in your email, I'd like you to put your name, where you live in the world. This is a worldwide show. And a little bit about what you did to create the theme. Some of the story behind it, how you recorded it, how you performed it, all that sort of stuff. And if you really want to get into it, some of the gear and the techniques that you used in putting this theme together. Besides all that information, and this is all on the website, so don't worry, you don't have to be taking notes here. I would like you to answer 2 questions. First question is going to be, when was the first episode of Inside Home Recording released? So put that in your entry. And answer to the second question is, who was the first inaugural host, or founding host, I should say, of Inside Home Recording? So both the answers to those questions can be found on the site. So go and do a little bit of digging around. It's not too hard to find. It shouldn't be too hard to find. And that should be it. Now, rules. We've got some rules. I got about 10 rules up on the site, but just sort of salient points here. I said there's one entry per person. I'm going to ask you to sign over at least licensing or license Inside Home Recording for use of your song. You keep the rights to it, of course. What else? There's a couple of other things up there, details. I'm going to be the contest overlord. So this is my contest, or the Inside Home Recordings contest, and I'm going to basically have sort of final say and stuff on disputes and what have you. That being said, I'm not expecting this, but if there's any sort of bad language or misconduct or what have you on the comment forums, I'm going to have basically deal with the consequences, so on and so forth. But anyways, I'm expecting this all to be sort of clean, above board, and all that sort of good stuff. So there's a set of rules up on the site. All the details you can find are up there on the site. But if you do have any questions or comments, I have a special email set up for this contest. You can email me at no.whining@insidehomerecording.com. So send all your comments to that, and as the address says, I don't want to hear any whining, please. I think that's it. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys come up with, and man, this should be fun. So get your creative hats on, get recording, and happy recording.
If you have any questions or comments about this podcast, send an email to comments@insidehomerecording.com. Thanks for listening, and happy recording.